And Makaev landed a head kick and a jab to Gerard Burns, which knocked him out 8 seconds into round 2. Makaev becomes a new flyweight champion for Brave Combat Federation. Maybe he should be fighting for the UFC title if they get him back into the organization. He was probably going to get a title shot not that long ago, but it didn't pan out that way.
I made it to the UFC, signed by Dana White. Oh, yeah, I'ma go on beast mode.
Next week's card, UFC 322, is out of Vyacheslav Borshev versus Mateusz Camilo. Camilo was supposed to fight recently, but his opponent pulled out, Karim Al-Sawadi. Some people wondering why Borshev is still on the UFC roster. He has 3 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw in his UFC career. Lost 3 of his last 4 fights, including his last 2. The last one in 55 seconds by guillotine to Terrence McKinney. Alistair Overeem says, Aspinall did the right thing not continuing after getting poked in the eye by Cyril Gane. If he did continue, he probably would have gotten knocked out. Marco Tullio has a new tattoo, and it's the same as John Jones's tattoo on his right shoulder. Tullio's fighting CLD, Christian Leroy Duncan, Saturday. Should be a good striking matchup. Most tested athletes this year, number 1, Merab, 2, Arman, and then Bakoyev and Chimaev with 8. The FBI's Sports Integrity Task Force has been tracking suspicious betting activity in combat sports since 2021, which is before the Krause scandal broke to the surface. Agents will now comb through every layer of the UFC ecosystem, referees, judges, matchmakers, managers, to determine if any non-fighter personnel may have benefited from manipulated outcomes. Over the next 6 months, the Bureau will issue subpoenas for sportsbook data, commission correspondence, and UFC internal communications. Investigators cross-referencing referee assignments with line movements, studying whether officiating decisions consistently aligned with betting anomalies. Sadly, Frank Shamrock is having some problems with his brain. He's starting to worry about his brain. Something is off, he says. He's forgetful, losing his keys, his phone. He's had some difficulty with depth perception. He says that's led to a couple recent car accidents. He also said he ended up in a mental health center, drugged out of his mind, and at the time he had no memory of how he got there. Frank Shamrock is one of the most glaring omissions from the UFC Hall of Fame. He was a pioneer, first true UFC middleweight champ, and left the organization 5-0 undefeated as the champ. He's excluded not because of his fighting, but because of his long-running public feud with Dana White and UFC brass, which control the Hall of Fame selections. His lack of induction to the UFC Hall of Fame is a major criticism of the Hall's legitimacy. Ricky Simón will be taking on Raoni Barcelos on Saturday. Ricky Simón is coming off a win over Cameron Smotherman and Basharat. Barcelos has won 3 in a row over Garbrandt, Talbot, and Quinones.
Definitely very well-rounded, but he favors the grappling, and that just excites me because, I have the second most takedowns in the division behind Merab. So if someone wants to grapple, let's grapple. I'm not planning on too hyper-focused on stopping what he wants to do. I'm just going to do what I want to do, and that's gonna negate anything he's going to be trying. So I'm going to keep my style, power punches, heavy wrestling, and look for the finish.
So my dad was a blue-collar guy, worked hard. I know it's getting emotional. Worked hard, and he ended up having 2 back surgeries and a neck surgery. And the last pair of work boots he had, he decided to bronze them and give them to my brother and I. And what it symbolizes is you tie your shoes and you go to work.
What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Make some barbecue, grill. Josh, Ali is very good with microphone.
Yes, he is. He's better than you. You're like way down here.
Bro, I still learning from Ali.
You still learning?
So guys, I'm in the South. That's how you know you're in the Southern Black area. Let's get it. You can get your ski mask, and you can also get some cash at the same time. I train with firearms often. And, I got a good draw. I can put rounds down where I need to put rounds. But I never really think about it, right? Because I don't really ever think I'll need it. But when I'm in the South, my God, dude, I'm real happy I train with guns. I like it here. Also, when you ask, why the fuck am I here? There was a family emergency, so I had to go put doggy doors on and just make it a little bit more, handy capable.
3 fighters removed from the UFC roster: Quang Lee, Rolando Bedoya, Yanal Ashmus. Bedoya lost all 4 of his UFC fights, so no surprise he's gone. 1-3 was the record for Lee, so he's out of there. And Yanal Ashmus had a 2-2 record. He was a pretty good fighter, but he's gone. Training for the Christy Martin boxing biopic, Sydney Sweeney got into the sport a lot, so she wants to do a charity boxing match.
Jake?
Dana White says, whoever wants to debate it with me, Kamaru Usman is the greatest welterweight of all time. Some people would debate it and say GSP is 26 wins and 2 losses. He avenged both of those losses to Matt Serra and Matt Hughes. 9 fights in a row he won as a champion. 9 consecutive title defenses is the most in welterweight history in the UFC. and he had the record for the most UFC title fights at welterweight. He was consistent for a decade, being at the top of the game in his weight class, and some people have him in the conversation of GOAT across the board, not just welterweights. Muslim Salahov is the only UFC fighter in history with multiple wheel kick KOs. He'll try and get another one Saturday against Uros Medic. Salahov is an underdog. Some people think he's a decent underdog bet. We'll see Saturday. They're probably going to slug it out until someone slaps. Joe Anderson Brito versus Melsik Bagdasaryan. December 13th, Brito's coming off a decision loss to Sabatini, who took him down and held him down for 3 rounds. Bagdasaryan's coming off a knockout loss to Jean Silva.
Okay, guys. Guys, look at the camera, please. Guys. Bro, look at the camera, please. Guys. No. It's good.
She's crazy. She's crazy. This girl is crazy, Chad. Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, we haven't met. No, because I've been out of the UFC for a long time.
It was a fake photo with Ilia Topuria's wife with another man on the right. It was actually her brother on the left. CBS Sports Network airing Invicta Fighting Championships highlights of recent top outs in an all-new 2-hour special called Invicta Elite. That's Friday, November 14th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Rod Stewart's son competing in Misfits Boxing on Sunday in Nashville, Tennessee. The combined age of these fighters in ACA is 99 years old. 50-year-old Galiev gets the KO victory over Balayev, who's 49. Former NFL star Antonio Brown been arrested on charges of second-degree attempted murder with a firearm following a brawl at Aiden Ross's celebrity boxing event in Miami in May. During the incident, he allegedly fired a gun at someone, prompting a police investigation. A warrant was issued in June while Brown was out of the country. He later was apprehended by marshals in Dubai, extradited to the U.S. He was currently in Jersey, pending transfer to Florida. If convicted, could face 15 years. Brown says he was the victim of an attempted robbery, presenting a different version of the events. Factory X posts this image showing that they got their phones. Their fighters have their phones. They have not been confiscated by the FBI. They've not been raided by the FBI, as one report had it. But Isaac Dalgarian trained at that gym. They have distanced themselves with Dalgarian after he allegedly threw his fight last weekend against Delvi. But it wouldn't be surprised if the FBI does interview them and the fighters. They're going to be interviewing a lot of fighters. They're going to be interviewing a lot of gym owners, managers, referees, judges, and UFC staff over the course of this investigation. That's why some fighters should just shut up about how they were approached by people in the past asking them to fix fight, and shut up about potentially snitching on people for money.
You're crazy, bro. You fucking crazy, bro. Are you fucking crazy? Yeah?
Paddy asking to be decapitated by rushing a divorced Ilya to fight. Why Hamza not booked against Samavov yet? I hate how infrequently this guy fights. Paddy's BS, his best win was against an old can Chandler. Why am I getting notifications for your clickbait channel? I don't know, but hit notifications to be notified of future videos. Thanks for watching. Till next time.